My name is stephchu. We're here at City Beach in Fremont, and we're going to try rock climbing. And the lady taught me how to put this on, so let's see if I can get it. This is my first time rock climbing, and I'm really nervous and I'm really scared. Some of these walls are really hard. When we do it, we have to use, because we don't know what we're doing with the ropes, we have to use the auto belay. And she said what we do is, when we put our harness on, we do waist, and then legs, and then when we do this, we have to grab the rope. Come close. We have to grab the rope and we unclip this, and then we hook it onto this green thing. And we have to make sure that we don't let go of it because it'll fly up. And then we climb. Done.
The rock club at City Beach was huge. It had over 16,000 square feet of climbing area with over 60 top ropes for the more experienced climbers and 8 auto belays for the novice climbers. I climbed all 8 walls that used the auto belay system, and I was pretty successful. The video clips showing are my attempts at each wall. The videos have been sped up in order to fit the presentation. I wanted to participate in rock climbing because I wanted to do something that was physically challenging for myself, but something that I could do on my own and not have to rely on other people. I didn't want to have an experience that was team-based like playing basketball because I've participated in team sports for the past 10 years. I wanted to try something that was personally challenging for me but didn't affect anyone else. I guess in theory I wanted to do something for myself and give myself personal satisfaction. The reason I've never participated in rock climbing in the past was because I was always playing sports, which always took up all of my time, and I never wanted to risk the chance of getting hurt or becoming sore from something that was unnecessary. While playing sports, I never had the time or energy to do other recreational activities. When I finally stopped playing softball after my junior year in college, I got a full-time job, which has kept me really busy. I tend to get consumed in things, and even now it's hard for me to find time to do things for fun, like hang out with my friends or leisure-based activities. I also never really had the urge to rock climb. It never seemed like something that was for me. I'm very competitive and I like to win, but in rock climbing, there is really no clear winner or loser. There is no score, therefore there is no way of winning. I had participated in team sports for so long it seemed weird to do something that was just personally challenging. I also am not a big fan of failure, and failure while rock climbing meant failure for myself and only myself. When I failed in softball, I always had 8 other people that knew exactly how I felt. When I decided to go rock climbing, I thought it was going to be a physical challenge. I had no idea how mentally challenging it would become for me. Out of the 8 walls, I successfully climbed 7 on my first try. In my mind, I was thinking, wow, this is pretty easy. Well, then I hit wall number 5. When I was ready to start, I asked the lady who worked there which walls were the most difficult, and she told me that wall 5 would be the most challenging wall that I had. And I didn't really believe her, to be honest. When I started climbing, I did all the walls on my first try. I was on top of the world. I was just gonna beat all of this. And then I went to wall 5, and it was a lot harder than I thought. As you can see, I got pretty high on my first attempt at wall 5. I was climbing, and I was thinking, this is easy. I got this. I don't know what that lady was talking about. Well, as I got higher and higher, I lost my grip, and unfortunately I slipped, but I knew I could do it again, so, I got right back up, and then 5 attempts later, I was tired, my arms were sore, my hands were sore, my feet hurt, and I just physically could not climb that wall, and I couldn't finish it, and it was really disappointing because I really wanted to conquer that wall. It defeated me. I think the worst thing about being defeated by wall 5 was the fact that I was so close. I was up there and I could feel my arms shaking, and I just remember being on that wall telling myself, you can do this, just go through the pain, use your legs, you got this, and it still didn't work out. And even on wall 6, which is the video clip showing right now, right when I was at the very top, my arms just gave out. I couldn't do it anymore, and it was really disappointing for me because I really tried to focus and tell myself that I could do it, and it just didn't happen on some of the walls. I really enjoyed this experience a lot. It was fun and relaxing and really challenging, but it also helped me learn a lot about myself. There were so many times while I was climbing and I just wanted to give up and let go, and I was tired, but most of the time I was able to talk myself into continuing, telling myself that I could do it, I could finish. I was very disappointed that I couldn't finish wall 5, but I was happy that I didn't give up mentally. It made me sad that physically my body just couldn't handle it. If I ever go back, wall 5 will definitely be the first wall that I try so that I can conquer it. It was pretty cool coming home and researching the history of women in rock climbing. It took a while to find information, but in the end I was able to find that even though historically the list of rock climbers that was online were made up of mostly men, there were usually women who accompanied these men. They just never received any credit. The first recorded female climber was Miss Parmenter, who climbed in the Alps in 1799. Since then, more and more women have made it onto the list of rock climbers. There are competitions held around the world for the sport of rock climbing for both men and women. Nowadays, the ratio of men and women rock climbers are about even. While I was at City Beach, the number of each gender was about equal, and they weren't climbing separately, they were climbing together in sets of 2 and 3. I think this experience had everything to do with what we've gone over in class. It was all about women empowerment and being side by side with the guys, climbing the same walls and facing the same challenges as them. It was about overcoming that fear that I had about my body image and wondering what people were going to think of me and if they were going to look down on me because I was a woman who didn't really know what I was doing. But then I realized I had the strength in me to do this and be successful at it and not care about what anyone thought of me. It was funny because when I was leaving, the lady who worked there asked me why I was videotaping, and I told her it was for a school project. When I told her that I did rock climbing because it was traditionally a male sport, she became enraged and said, "That's not true by any means."